The build show is on the road today. If you saw my last video, we're actually all the way up in Vancouver, British Columbia for an entire week. I've got a bunch of job sites. Now in the last episode, we hit 3 really cool jobs, but on today's episode, we're gonna be visiting Stu's job site. Stu is a longtime build show fan. He's building his own personal house and he's got some really good things in here. In terms of job site organization, some products I've never seen before. Let's go visit Stu with Blackfish Homes. Today's video is sponsored by Sega, Innotech, and Quadlock. Let's get going. All right, now this looks like an interesting house. Stu, how's it going, man?
Good.
Good to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Welcome to have you.
So what do we got going on here? This is your personal house, right?
This is my personal house.
Nice.
Yep.
Have you built one for yourself before?
I have. Yeah.
All right.
So you built several from my house.
And you've built 1 or 2 houses in your day, I'm guessing.
Have.
This is a good looking project, man. So tell me about the outside first. I'm noticing, first off, you got some exterior insulation that I've never seen before out here.
Yeah. So Halo has helped us out with some exterior insulation, and it is a 1.5-inch product, R7.5. It's graphite infused. It's got a exterior sheer, kind of a shield on it.
Okay.
And it reflects the heat off and helps with thermal barrier.
And the graphite, my understanding, is helping it to make sure that the R value stays consistent even at lower temperatures and will be consistent for years to come too, right?
Exactly. I believe it has a bit of a bonding product too to a property to keep it all together as well. So.
Interesting. And then I'm seeing you got some Sega MyVest exposed right here, using that for weather barrier and for air tightness.
Absolutely.
Now, on the garage jam, what is this detail I'm seeing here? Because it looks like you got a buck, and maybe that same buck on the exterior window. So this is going on first, I'm assuming, over top of your shear wall.
Yep.
And then what's going on with this?
Actually, technically, we have the wig glove tape underneath, taping the seams
You
of
do,
the
okay.
plywood, sealing it all up, and then badge vest on top.
Okay.
And then this buck is basically to bring the windows and doors out so they're flush with the insulation.
Ah, gotcha. And so how much insulation is going on the outside there?
1.5 on the outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So R6, R7?
R7.5.
Okay.
Technically, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What's I've never seen this before, Stu. Is this garage protection? What is this?
So that is just a flooring protection. You can use it over hardwood floor, over concrete, anything. We just poured the concrete floor in the garage, so we want to protect it, make it look good. It's my own place, so a lot of pride involved always. And
So this is kind of like ram board, but different, huh?
it is, yeah, and it lays flat. It's got a kind of a, we actually have, it's almost similar to a curing product we put over fresh poured concrete.
Huh.
They don't guarantee it as a curing product, I don't believe. It's just a protection system, but it does actually keep the concrete moist. Any moisture that comes out stays, trapped inside there.
And you can tape it so
cures
junk
slowly.
doesn't get down there.
Exactly, so dust and grime and it. The worst thing is rocks and anything that'll scratch it.
It's called Gator Shield, huh?
Gator Shield, yeah.
I've never seen that
It's
before.
labeled with our local building supply store on it, and yeah.
Let's go in the front door, shall we?
Okay.
The first thing I noticed, Greg, when I walk in your house is I love that you've got form lumber for shear in the house. What's the story behind that?
Yeah, so we have a few pours into that. That's all forming lumber. Some of it's regular plywood. Some of it's actually forming release ply. That's one side that's been poured against. You can tell this is the back side with the writing.
This
hasn't
all
been
shear
poured
wall
against.
down this hallway?
That is shear wall on this side. This wall is going to be brick in the future, so it's cosmetic.
So
we
you're
put
going to
this
lay
on.
brick up off your plywood here?
Exactly. So we're going to lay brick, cosmetic 3/4 inch thick brick.
Oh, thin
from
brick.
McNear, thin brick. And it's going to have that look that's been around for hundreds of years. So,
that's really cool.
Really excited about that.
McNear is the name of the company. I've never heard of that.
McNear Brick. We just went for a tour down there in San Francisco. Amazing place. Make great product.
Cool.
Yeah.
I
really
like your
nice.
job site organization too. You've got something here for your supplies.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried, or maybe I heard this from you, put a zip tie on there so you know that somebody's been in there
Our
before?
regular first aid kit with all the big supplies has a zip tie on it. It's easy to get off, so we know if something's been taken out of it or we need to replace something.
Smart.
This is the minor band-aids and ouchies kit,
Yep.
and that's our
And
carpenters.
then you've got job schedule here.
Job schedule.
And then you've got this board here, and what's this doing for you?
This is for people like me with bad memories so that nothing slips by, hopefully.
all of us.
And exactly. So anything I come up with, I'm thinking at night or whatever, I write down the list and we go over it.
That's really smart, man.
Yeah.
I love this too. He's got a little rope on there with his marker, so if somebody needs to add to the list, you've always got a marker. It's not gone.
Yeah,
He's also got a list for his trades on here, so his electrician, his plumbers, his mechanical guys, low volt, even cabinet maker, and a full list. And what's going on with this? Looks like your locked door for job sites.
So we insulate one room in the house. We kind of pick a room that doesn't have a lot of no plumbing, barely any electrical involved, and we insulate it, and then we heat it up with an oil plug-in electric heater.
Check this out too. Okay, so this heater's keeping this room
Yeah,
temperate.
this is an electric over oil heater. And
Probably
it keeps, for
it's going to keep your caulks from freezing and all that kind of
paint,
stuff too,
caulking, everything. Yeah, tapes. As well, the windows. We're getting ready to install our windows.
Greg,
so.
you're a builder after my own heart. He's got an entire box of horseshoe shims in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
So window prep is already taking place and it goes in tomorrow. So
that's good stuff.
Those will be our drainage shims right there, and
good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so this is good stuff, guys. Stu's got his plan desk here, so he's got plans that he can pull out. He's also, I love this cart right here that you've made. Looks like this has been around for a couple years. You're taking it from job to job.
It has, yeah.
So you can slide some bins in there,
Yep.
keep things organized on the job. You've got your supplies. Probably you've got your electrical cans or something in here as well.
Yep.
Smart to make a locked room like this.
Yeah, we try and keep it organized and easy
like
for
this
guys.
too.
Right now we've got our nightly storage of our tools in here, so it's a little plugged up.
I saw this on the outside. This looks like a recessed can. Kind of holder, but it's not. It's just a thin sheet of metal. What's going on with this?
So that is a universal rough-in plate. So what that helps us is got about 4 different size holes for different pot lights, for LED pot lights, and it allows us to have a fixed spot in the ceiling or soffit for our light to go into.
You don't have one of those lights you could show me, dude?
I do.
Let's go take a look.
So that there is the light itself, and a lot of people are familiar with the discs. This is a little bit different in that it's indirect. So the LED actually goes up into that dome in there that you can see.
So the LED's actually back along the edge.
Yeah, the LED's
shining indirectly against this dome.
Exactly.
It's pretty thin too.
It is. You can get it tight to pipes, ducting, everything, plumbing.
And this holds it in place if you ever need to replace
the wings, yeah, hold it in place.
And then this is probably plugging into this.
That
your
plugs into that transformer. And
that's
then
pretty sweet.
Wires come out and just plug straight in.
Huh. I've never seen this before. This is Dow's brand?
Dow's brand, yeah. Canadian, out of Quebec.
Any idea on cost on this? Do you mind sharing
Yeah, so a rough-in plate is about $10. These are a little bit more expensive because the theory behind them is they dim warm. So they are in areas that, not areas that are wet, but dry areas. So they are probably in the $40, $35 to $40 range for the light and the transformer.
And that's Canadian too. So
Canadian,
US is about 30% less.
Exactly, yeah.
And it looks like 50 lumens at 9 watts with an 80 CRA. So there's some good stats right there too.
And we actually use, I've got the discs as well. They're a little bit different, good looking by Dell's, and we put those in the shower and exterior and wet locations.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, you used a ton of form lumber. I love it, man. You're a builder who is after my own heart, man. Stu's being smart about his lumber. So this has been, you can see, been poured on before, and then you've come in and spray foamed where there's a hole in the lumber from a form tie, right?
Yeah. And if you can see how many layers are, I mean, you get an incredible product, and the stability of this product is amazing. Look at all the lambs.
Yeah, look at all the plies
versus
on that.
5-ply. And
Yeah, I mean, there's like 12 or more plies on that 3/4.
Super stable. For your shear walls, it holds nails incredible. It's
a really
excellent
stiff
product.
Now, I'm noticing your mechanicals are different than me down in Texas, too. I'm loving to see that all of your pipe is hard pipe for your, looks like for your heating and cooling system. Now, is that both heating and cooling?
That is actually cooling, and some of the pipe you see is HRV. I think you guys call it ERV, but that's cooling.
Okay.
The heat will come from in-floor radiant heating.
Okay, and then will you put that underneath, or will you put that on a topping slab?
On top, and we'll have 1.5 inches of lightweight topping inside here.
So you've got a concrete topping slab, and you'll have a pipe system in here.
Exactly.
That's interesting, but then your cooling will be forced air.
Cooling will be forced air, yeah.
Got it. Maybe we can go see that mechanical room.
Yeah.
Now here's something I've never seen before. You've got gray drain waste vent. What is that gray pipe?
So that is PVC pipe. It's heavy walled, thick walled, System 15, and basically it's got about the same sound transmission protection as a cast iron pipe.
And Stu gave me a slice of it earlier. This is my take-home prize from Blackfish Homes.
Yeah.
It looks to me like it's thicker than my typical white Schedule 40. I don't know by what percent, but do you know what the benefit on this
now,
is?
Down here we would use ABS for all our, so the black wall pipe for all our drain waste.
Yep.
But this is about about a 30% upcharge, but the sound transmission is incredibly less. So anything through ceilings, walls of living spaces.
You're not going to hear the water.
No. And you can transfer back and forth between the black pipe and gray PVC.
Got it. Wow, that's cool. So System 15.
System 15.
I'm going to have to look that up. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah,
that's
fantastic.
Really neat. Smart to have a couple job boxes in the job. You can close those down and lock them up. I like that accordion style too. I don't currently use that. I need to switch to those accordion style.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
That's really nice. Tell me about your windows and doors in the house. What are you doing over here?
Okay, so we're doing vinyl windows throughout. They're painted black on the outside, and the main floor, because the stylings of the house are painted black on the main floor.
Yep.
This is a lift and slide, 2 units of lift and slide, and so that is, you can get 2 and 3 panel. These are 2 panel. Each one is about 6'6".
Big.
So you're looking through, 99% of the year the windows are closed, so you're looking through tons of glass.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's really nice. And triple glaze, I'm assuming too, so you probably have some good U factors on there.
These ones are triple glaze, yes.
And check this out. He's got a giant Simpson strong wall on either side of this opening for shear, right?
All
and
three,
all 3 of those.
Yeah.
Tell me about those. Have you used those before?
We use those lots, and what it does is it really allows us to narrow down our amount of wall we have and increase our openings.
Yep.
So versus the steel, it saves you some money as well. It's a great product to work with. It's all tied into the concrete wall down below. You can see the big thick rods underneath.
Right there.
Yeah, and amazing for shear.
So that's one panel that you're dropping in, bolting into the foundation, and attaching everything to.
Yeah, it's super easy. I mean, 2 guys can lift that over and bolt it right down.
And that's going to keep the house from rocking.
No shear.
When the shear happens.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's go upstairs and see what you got going upstairs, shall we?
Perfect.
So we got a little spray foam in place ahead of time. I'm assuming that's to get some ductwork or something in place?
Yeah, so basically our air conditioning system comes into the house through pipes, and then this is the air handler for it, essentially, in the ceiling. So
look how tiny that is. Is this in a closet, maybe?
that is a walk-in closet, yeah.
Okay. Who makes this unit?
It's Mitsubishi.
I've never seen that one before. I like that.
Yeah.
Low static pressure ductless. You probably don't have a ton of load, right?
No, it's not too bad. We don't have a lot of solar in this place. Fewer windows, but big windows, but not a lot of solar gain. Only air conditioning on the top 2 floors.
And then will your duct guy insulate these later?
Nope, those won't be insulated.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're left as is. Yeah. This is a heating dominated climate, so you're not using a lot of AC or anything like that.
Very little, very little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like on this room, let's walk in here real quick. We can see that. So this bigger pipe that I'm seeing on the outside is probably your AC pipe.
Yeah.
And then this smaller pipe looks like coming from that room is AC for your bathroom.
Yeah.
And then I'm seeing HRV labeled here. So this is sucking air out of your bathroom to your HRV. Is that right?
Yeah. So that will steal the heat out of this room. This is a key room for the HRV, right? Because you want to steal the heat out of this room and then temper your fresh air that's coming into the building with the heat you've used from this.
Gotcha.
Plus, we'll scrub the moisture out of it, the smell out of it. Makes your house fresh. So our claim with our clients is they won't need to open their windows in their houses because their house will feel very, very, very fresh.
Yeah, because you got that HRV running all the time.
Exactly.
And we talked to somebody yesterday about their HRV here in Vancouver, and he was saying like 90% efficiency, right?
Yeah.
So, if it's let's say a 50-degree delta between outside and inside, that's going to warm it up to between 45 degrees.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Of
You
the
can
temperature.
steal a lot of heat out of there, and you can put redistribute around the house in bedrooms and hallways, and works great.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's. I think that's it from up here that I wanted to show people. Let's go down and see your basement.
Okay.
And, oh man, look at this. Woo! This is a clean job site, Stu. I like this.
This is my wife's handiwork, cleaning on the weekend.
All right, so now you've got that halo, but this is the Intera version of it, meaning inside. That's smart to label that one. The other one was Xterra, right?
Yeah.
This is Intera.
So this one has foil on both sides.
Okay.
It's 1 inch thick, R5.
And what's
Same.
going on here? You're attaching it with some screws, or?
It's a secret system we've come up with. That's a plastic Hilti anchor nail, and that's a roofing washer. So we'll take the nail out, we'll slide the plastic through. There you go.
So here we go. We got one right here. So this is a Hilti product, and this is your roofing cap. And so do you need to pre-drill this with a Hilti gun?
Yeah, we'll pre-drill it with a Hilti drill, and then we'll actually, instead of, we'll tighten that up with a hammer, but the last tightening of it so that you don't break the foil on here is done with your impact driver.
Okay.
And there's a, bit, and then I think it's actually a Phillips head.
Yep.
And just tighten that up to your own, to whatever desired.
Now, if this was a square head, what would you call it?
Robertson.
You would call it a Robertson. That's
Yep.
the Canadian in you.
Yeah. I think a Canadian did invent that.
It was a Canadian.
Yeah,
Mr. Robinson was a Canadian. So you got 1 inch all the way around, and then will you also fill these bays with?
Yeah, we'll have
insulation?
Rockwell in that.
Okay, so you'll fill this with Rockwell.
Yeah.
So you've got a continuous 1 inch break plus the Rockwell. So you have some good insulation down there.
Yeah, exactly.
And how have you liked I-joists? I'm not in an I-joist market where I am. Have you used a lot of I-joists over the years?
It's all we use.
Really?
Yeah. And it allows us to build, squeak free, which is major bonus. But for handling and preciseness, we live in a really wet climate here.
Yeah.
So our lumber can be all over the place for dimension. Of course, that's what gives you your squeaky floor when you have one at 9 3/8, one at 9 1/2. You have that gap in between the joist and the plywood. These are super consistent, really strong, you can run lots of ducting, plumbing through them. I love them.
So your ducts are running through here.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing this is your HRV at some point coming in here, because I see all your in and out pipes here.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So just above that, it'll be the fresh air intake and exit, and the HRV will be mounted right to the wall.
What's the header frame to this opening for?
You know what? That's going to be so I can crawl through that hole that's going to be cut in there, and I can put the Christmas lights and everything under the stairs.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you
Gotta
cut
try
this
and,
out.
yeah. Got to try and trap every space you can.
Yeah, totally, man.
Yeah.
That's really smart. And this must be all of your radiant underfloor coming into here.
Yep.
Interesting. He's got tags on here. What is that for? Just
Yep,
to
so
show.
that's each run, permanent tag on there that'll show what loop it is, how long it is, and it's all designed by a Tekka designed heating system. So each loop has to be a certain length, and it's under air test right
He's
now.
pressurized tested
Yep.
to make sure everything's
Just
good.
to make sure, right? You never know if something happens along the way.
That's really smart. I
Yeah.
like that. That's cool. Here's more of that gray piping that he's got here. Yeah, and this is nice for the walkout too.
Yeah, so this will be, it could be an in-law suite, we could rent it out, we can do whatever.
And I love
it's
it.
joined to the house.
I love you got more of your form lumber right here
Yeah.
too, Stu.
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
try and use it up.
Man, Stu, what a great house. What did I miss anything on the tour that you wanted to mention at all, brother?
Well, we just try and build healthy, long-lasting, low-maintenance, energy-efficient homes, and I think that's our goal. And shows like yours help us get there, but we try hard. So
And somebody watching this who's a Vancouver person who wants to build a house to you, how can they get all of you?
yeah, Blackfish Homes. You can look us up online.
Blackfishhomes.ca, right?
.ca, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Awesome, man. Stu, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys,
for
I'll put
coming
a
by.
link to Stu's website, Instagram feed, all that stuff in the description below. And big thanks to our friends at Sega and Initech and Quadlock for sponsoring my trip up here. Super fun to run through this house with you, Stu. This is a really well-built house. Wish you and your wife the best on this build, man. Guys, if you're not currently a subscriber, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content every Tuesday and every Friday. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on The Build Show.